Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the psychic role-playing game, where I role-play different people, their futures or their nows, and I just do, it's a psychic, I'm a psychic, and I do psychic or prophetic role-playing. And so it's interesting because, like, what is it, my future or is it your future? There's many characters in this, in these rooms, in these exchanges, and I'll just say what I see and what I hear, and usually that's pretty entertaining for most people. And so today we have a special guest. It is okay. So I'm going to be role playing this, and so it's not actually that the person said this or did not say this. I'm not going to talk for them, but yet I'm going to role play them. So it's going to be like I'm talking for them. But most of the time you can it's best to consider this fictional unless otherwise creepily, eerily, Yuri or the characters involved have actually done these things. And that's the thing about me as a psychic. Like, the things that I see, usually they end up happening in the future, or they're kind of happening now with a little bit of flexibility. There's some ebb and give, just like a. To some of these things, it's not so rigid all the time, but it's a great idea to take it with a grain of salt and just see how it goes. So here's a special guest. I'm gonna be role playing as Sabrina as the host. I'm gonna be Sabrina, the psychic Pokemon gym leader, and I'm gonna be seeing things. I'm gonna be seeing people and quoting people. So we have 2 special guests today. It's gonna be a nice treat. I'm gonna see if I can make a clickbait title. But again, this is not their official statements. Anything on this stream, you can consider it as role playing, as far as what can be proven. But it's interesting that if it's like role play by a psychic, maybe the characters involved are like, that's kind of creepy. And so that it's quite entertaining when it's like that. And considering that it's Halloween, we just want to add some surprises, add some guest speakers, and then we'll see how it goes. So the two guest speakers that I'll be role playing and also quoting today is so my character Sabrina, and their character is gonna be their character. So Yuri Lowenthal, commonly known as the voice actor of Sasuke Uchiha from the Naruto series, also known as Luke von Favre from the Tales of Namco Bandai series, a role-playing action game from years past. Also, he's Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker from Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, the recent video games. So that's where a lot of people know him. He played Ben 10 and just a bunch of other stuff. He's a well-known voice actor in the anime industry and the cartoon industry. And he's not just limited to voice acting. He can do some theater or just some he can do some acting work too. And what was it there was this sci-fi thing that they did sometime before. And it was live. It was like a Broadway kind of theater kind of thing, but it was it had special effects and stuff. It was like a live movie, it's like a fusion between the Broadway and a movie, the theater, the act, I don't know how you word it, like the showman. Oh no, but yeah, it's theater, not movie theater. It's like theater where they act out like a play, Anyway, but that was quite impressive. And Tara is his right hand man or woman, and his partner in crime. Usually they are a happy pair that pair well together whenever they both appear. Now they have right next to center stage today. I saw something. It might be an idea. It might be real, it might be in your future, but I see something. Okay, so I see something either in your future or in your now, where y'all get into a side hustle, and this side hustle is, I don't know when, or if right now, if y'all ever decide to have another child, other than I think Sagan is your first child. So if Sagan wants like a sibling, if there's another one on the way, if that ever happens in the future, I noticed that Tara just somehow has an incidental moment in this timeline. We'll call it in this timeline, like or in that timeline. In that timeline, she has an incidental moment where she hears from somewhere that crystals could aid in pregnancy. Like it could aid in like not morning sickness. Like you won't have morning sickness if you have like a energized crystal laying on your counter next to your bed or something like that, or one in the bathroom and one by your bedside. And it's like it helps with morning sickness. You won't feel morning sickness when you have the crystal like there. And she tries it, and it's fantastic. Like it does what it says. Like the pang, like the woes of like womanhood and pregnancy aren't as strong if even barely there. And it is so profound. She's like, man, I should tell some of my female friends about this. Is what I saw you saying. Like, it's great. It's great. These crystals, and then somewhere along the way, you find that it helps with like one or two other friends who are like going through pregnancy or something like that, or acquaintances, and you find that it works for like all of y'all, and it's like, this is amazing. We need it, and y'all kind of go to that supplier that gave you your first one, and you kind of you kind of like, it's like, hey, can we work with you, or like can we do like, can we make this into a side hustle where y'all are just selling crystals, like energized crystals to like, but specifically to pregnant women, because that's the only thing y'all have proven it works very well. And you just tell them exactly how it helped you and what you did, and it works. And it just like, and so like, I saw y'all maybe getting into like a side hustle between like, like as she's like spending time at home, as she's growing into the terms, like if Tara gets pregnant again and Sagan's gonna have like gonna be an older brother. But if that happens, it seems like you will get onto this pathway where you find out about crystals and it turns into a side hustle. And so that's interesting. I could go into all the science of crystals. Like I used to be part of like this Christian cult that just said that crystals were evil. Like crystals are like witchcraft. They're like angel tech, fallen angel technology, or they just said a bunch of all this stuff, and I believed them for a time. But then I looked into the science of it. It's actually not like voodoo magic. It is actually very scientific. And basically, it's like so with crystals. Well, I tell Yuri and Tara more about it, in the future, when they ask me from like the past, present, or future. But like, long story short, it creates an electromagnetic field around the area where the crystal is. If it's energized, it has to be energized. And you energize it by like crushing or applying pressure on it, like torsion pressure on it in a specific way in a crank. Like you have to crank it. Like you have to crank it, like you kind of crush, kind of like push and then twist, like a torsion like pressure. And you have to kind of crank it a certain way to energize it. But after it's energized, you just put it on the side of your counter next to your bed, and you put one in the bathroom, and basically that electromagnetic field makes potential, or like makes when it runs through your body, it kind of there's some kind of gradient there, and that gradient helps facilitate great feelings for pregnant women. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg for all the science of it. We go into a big detail on some of our past audios. Like this is not the first time I'm talking to Yuri and Tara about this, because like it was funny because like a few a few weeks back, as I was peering into the future, or peering somewhere, Yuri says like, no. It started off with like Tara's like, hey, tell him, you should tell him, and Yuri's like, no, we shouldn't tell him, and it's basically because like, and long story short, in my psychic readings and stuff, I have had visitations from different people: Yuri Lowenthal, Tara Platt, Esam, Andrew Garfield, like just bunches of like characters in this role play, and I just talk to them from the future or from like the present, because I say like oftentimes I say the future or the present because I don't know if somehow parallel, like y'all are doing this on the other side, like somehow you find out what I'm talking about, and not through psychic powers, but like anyway, long story short, we've been communicating somehow, and the story went like because Yuri knew that Christians, or like he overheard somewhere as he was researching that like Christians have this like really crazy, they think it's like evil voodoo witchcraft daddy magic or something like that. And he found out, he knew that's where I would stood, but he did not know whether I thought it was evil or not. And so Tara was like, hey, tell him about our new side hustle. It's like, he does not want to hear it. But then I'm like, then I saw what they were trying to say. I was like, there's a lot of science behind crystals. And I opened up with like, there is a lot of science behind crystals. And he's like, oh, okay, could you? That's exactly what we wanted to talk about. Like, and he's like, so what do you say? And that's how the conversation like kind of opened up. And then I heard that, with a future or now pregnancy, with Yuri Lowenthal, that like, it helped with like morning sickness and everything during the second time of pregnancy. And so, I just saw that like in a mini thing. I want to help y'all with y'all's side hustle if y'all need any help. So feel free to give me a call, or just send something to me. Like, comment below if you hear this on my YouTube or on like a podcast. Like, you can go to my YouTube and you'll find some of my contact information on my YouTube. If anything, comment in the comments, and like, just and we'll work something out. But like, it's great to see you every time I see you. Whether it's like psychically or physically. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and we came up with a funny name too, like a funny. It's priceless, but I don't want to say it all over the air because like I could say it like in my room as I'm like psychically talking to y'all, but like I don't want to say it over the air because then I don't want someone to steal like the name. And like, and just like the name just really is super cute. And so like, that's one for Tara. That's one for Tara, and it's one for Yuri too, because whatever is one for Tara is one for one for Yuri. Well, that's to help y'all's happy family. Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt, congratulations on your next side hustle business. All you have to do is like, if you want to make an LLC, just pay the fee. It's like it could go up to like $150 or something like that for the incorporation fee. So just pay the incorporation fee to file it, and then go get a sales use tax and get an EIN, and then you're in business. Sales use tax ID and EIN ID, and that's basically it. You can do business from anywhere. And another thing too. It got me pretty bad. When you apply for your EIN, do not go to the sponsored websites. Like the top two, like I just did something stupid. Like I just typed in EIN and I clicked on the first website and it said, pay $50 for us to do your EIN, and it just basically submits it to normal, and you just go through there and you pay them $50 for going there. I did not want to do that. I literally wanted to go to like the IRS website and get it for free. So you can get an EIN for free if you go directly to the IRS.gov website, but that's like the third third one down. So like literally, it's so deceptive how they did it. They ripped me off. that website sniped my income, my tax earned dollars. Just like that felt like like abuse. Anyway, so yeah. What else? There seems to be like that was one for Yuri. Oh, Yuri. Like I'm gonna psychically ask yourself from somewhere in time, Yuri, what would you like to say to yourself, or like what would you like to say right now? And he says, and Yuri says, so, come on, you can't waste too much time on. He's like, I'll pass for now. Okay, that's a wise answer. That's actually a wise answer. He passes for now. Tara, do you want to make any mention to yourself in the past? He's like, I'll pass too. Okay. They probably don't want to break time for themselves. With improv or time travel. Now that we're going on the air, into the ether. Okay. So does that conclude your both of y'all's adventures today? Should I bring on another guest? Yeah. Bring on another guest. Okay. Yes, I don't want to pry too much into their private life. But okay. Cool deal. Well, we'll bring on another guest. Okay, let's see what other guests are out there. Colton Verpo, you want to step up? He's like, are you working right now? Like, he's like, no, I'm not working at this time. I don't want to do it without lots of background story, because people know me from Heaven's for Real, but that was whenever I was 4. And so you can only repeat the same story so many times, but I've grown, I've grown in my walk with, spiritually. And he's like, not right now. We would have to I'd be comfortable interviewing in person rather than this time travel thing. I don't want to give you any liabilities over what I did or did not say. That'd probably be smart. Yeah. I don't know this. I don't know all of this. How prophesiers, not get in trouble for doing really big stunts like this. So I'll wait for a live in-person interview before. Just personal request. Okay. Cool. We'll put you on the unless absolutely necessary. We'll put you on the do not bring as a guest speaker right now. Okay. Let's see. This is a stretch because he's more conservative than even Colton Verpo, I think. Michael Boldea, you want to do I even get to his inbox? Let's see. I'm gonna aim a hello, Michael Boldea. I'm gonna aim it somewhere into the future, and I'll see if he picks it up in a reasonable time. This okay. Hello, Michael Boldea. Would you like to be a guest speaker? Just quoting wise and just psychically. No, I say psychically, but in your language it would be prophesyingly. And how I'll do it, if you're not getting on right now, I'll just see what I see you say, and I'll just say it in the form of I see you do this. And I'll put disclaimers it's a psychic seeing, and if it doesn't happen, don't take it to the bank. Take it with a grain of salt if it does not happen. But if it does happen, if he shares the same sentiments, if he talks the same way in his heart or actually aloud, it actually comes to pass that way. So that's a funny thing with prophesying like this. It's prophesying role play. And oh well, hold on. Let's cover some things too. Like how accurate is this? Let's see. He has. Last time I checked, he has 2 girls. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much of he likes his privacy. So Michael Boldea, you want to come to the floor or you want to pass? What is your stance on seeing the future and prophecy? Do you say that your readings are God, are okay with God? Like, are they from God? Are they from another power? Like, what is your official statement on that? My official statement is I learned about who I am I became a Christian at age 13. But as a young Christian, either girl or guy, let's say I'm role playing as Sabrina back then. So I like to do imaginary, like very very imaginative, creative, and artistic kind of role play like this. So if I was role playing as Sabrina back then, I would be like this 13-year-old girl who became a Christian girl. But then when my grandmother died, like whenever I was 14 or something, when both my grandmothers died, I would be inquisitive on this idea of death and hell. And for the next few years, up until college and stuff, I would focus my efforts as a Christian on trying to find out what God means. So if I was a psychic Christian girl, or like a Christian girl who could see a lot of things, like just had this ability to see like overlapping images with everything in life, and it's like seeing the future, prophesying. And so if I had that ability back then, I would want to like peer and see into like what people are thinking. And it would start off as like But anyway, long story short, it would be an adventure of trying to figure out death from God, his perspective. And I would interview or read the minds of every Christian person. I would pursue Christianity because they had an answer. Like I would learn that soothsaying, it could be a death penalty. And so I'll be like, so as a psychic or like a prophesying person, I would then say like, I need to read people's minds who are prophesiers. And I need to ask them, how are they not a soothsayer? Like, what is officially the definition of a soothsayer? Like a seductive, like diviner, like divination kind of diviner, as opposed to a prophesier. And so I would learn the difference, and I would be careful about the difference. I would lean towards prophesier, but then in like circles where the left are trying to ask me what my abilities are, I see things that like if I told them prophesier, they would never meet me again, and they would probably burn in hell, or something like that. According to one pathway, quote quote. But if I said the words, I'm a psychic, they would be interested in me. And then later I explain, I'm a psychic, but someone on the right would call me a prophetess. And they're like, oh, that sounds cool. And so if I said it a certain way in a certain order, they would like me. And then they would find out about like, oh, so how are you're doing this because God gave you like a superpower? And they'd be kind of interested. And so, yeah. And so I would say psychic to like those on the left, and I would say prophesier to those on the right. Like as Sabrina role playing back then, that's something that I would naturally start to do. And I would be very careful, like if someone says like, hey, psychics are gonna burn in hell, and then it's like, technically I'm a seer. And a seer, and I didn't quite say prophet, but I'm a seer. And in the Bible, and scanning Christians' minds, like charismatic Christians' minds, and reading the Bible, that is totally fine if I say I'm a seer. and you know, they're like, by who? Like, by whose authority do you do this? And then I would ask it as a question. I was like, Jehovah. I would say it as a question, and like, and I'd let them like just mull over that for a little bit, and like, okay, and then they kind of walk away weirdly. And so that's a long story short to answer your question. Yeah, I got to the main point. Now, like once my abilities are developed and I have a working base of mind reading a lot of people, reading a lot of text, researching and encountering death in a very bitter way, and you know, just all this. If my grandmother never died, I would not know the difference between like soothsayer and prophesier and seer. And I probably would die somewhere along the way without realizing that difference. Because when someone dies in your family, you kind of be like, oh, is necromancy possible? But that necromancy is a killable offense. It is punishable by death penalty in Jewish cultures. You know, resurrecting someone from the dead, or just not even resurrecting, like conjuring them up from the dead is probably a better way to put it. And you know, it's different things like that. Like Sabrina, me back then, would notice, like I say, we're conjuring from death. People don't go AWOL. No, people do go AWOL. Christians go like, you know, up the roof and all around. But if I say like resurrection from the dead, they're like, oh, that's super cool. And they're like, and then as Sabrina, I'll be like, what is the difference? And so far, like the only difference is when you resurrect someone from the dead, they can sit down and eat with you, and they can use the restroom. Like literally, when those things happen, according to Jewish lore and other kinds of, you know, surrounding people, like, okay, you're not a ghost, and you're actually real, and your body is working. It's not like a dead body. And it's like, okay, he's officially real and alive again. How the hell did that happen? And, you know, as the person's like eating like matzos or something. Matzos is like a bread for you know, Jewish in Jewish culture. But yeah, just that's also another reason why when Jesus resurrected the young 12-year-old girl, immediately after she got resurrected, he's like, hurry, go fetch something for her to eat. He had to really cover his base, because like right now, like the Pharisees were about to bust down the door. They're like, necromancy. They were like rushing in, about to bust down the door, and it's like, hurry, get some food for this little lady, this little daughter. And then when they busted in, she's like eating, and they're like, oh no, okay, she's eating. False alarm. Man, the lying parents, like, yeah, like she was never dead. And the lying parents, we got to adjust the official statement. Anyway, so that's long story short to answer your question, Michael Boldea. I started off kind of always feeling out that these powers were from the God. You know, I later found out like more better pronunciations of his name, Yehovah or Jehovah. Yeah, Americanized Jehovah. If I were to speak like Hebraic English or something like that, Jehovah. But you know, it's starting off with rumors in my 13-year-old self. It's a unique story for a psychic to go through, because I just lucked out. I lucked out in like being on a track where I was like, I was more on the seer and prophesier pathway of a psychic. Because, you know, the word psychic is actually relative. Like, it only offends people if you think that psychics always consult dead spirits. And the difference between, like, how I would say my psychic powers is I consult, like, people, things intertwined with living things. Like spirits of, like, you know, people with actually brain cells still functioning. Like, reading, you know, visions of their heart, visions of their mind, visions from the Holy Spirit, visions of, you know, visions that, you know, the angels that accompany angels, things like that. And those are typically innocuous. You know, there's many ways to prove I'm not talking to a dead spirit. And I guess that's the main difference between like a diviner and like a prophesier. According to someone on the right, there is no way to tell by someone on the left, and that's unfair for people on the right to say it's wrong or it's right and condemn them to like a punishable penalty. You can like you can like not condone it. But you can't condemn, you can't like sentence them to a punishment because like there's no way for them to know. There's no way for them to tell. And in the Bible, Paul also says we do not, that we should not judge them outside the congregation, outside the church. Shall we not judge within the church first? And so just things I picked up along the way, and so that's my official report. Yeah, Jehovah is what I found his name to be, the one who gave me these powers. That I found out about whenever I was 13, but I did not like my eyes did not see clearly enough until like age 22 or 23. Like I was operating at full power, like full power, a measure of full power, towards the end of my college years, and I was a full-blown psychic, seeing things like overlap over and over and over again, like all these things, like people from the future, people from the past, caricatures and stuff like that. But that's a great question. Like especially from Michael Boldea, he shot straight, shot importantly, and just didn't kill me. Did not kill me. But I appreciate that. I appreciate like the direct, going for the jugular. So yeah, but for sake of communication to someone on the left, I am like the friendly psychic, like the psychic. The short-term name, my code name is the psychic. But like the psychic, I could say in Chinese, if you word it like if you kind of slur it a certain way, it doesn't actually mean psychic. Sai, kick. It means something else in like Asian languages. So it sounds like psychic, but I could actually make a pun in Chinese, and I'm not actually psychic. I'm just a certain kind of, I see. It's a word where it's like, see before it happens, and usually it's a kick, like kick into action, kind of like a figurative thing like that. See before it kicks into action. Psychic. In Chinese it's innocuous. It doesn't mean like a soothsayer. And I'm Chinese, so you can't tell if I'm saying, if every word that I say is actually like some kind of weird spin on Chinese or just in Asian language. I know a little bit of Japanese. Konnichiwa, konbanwa. Nani kore? So we're at 33 minutes. I'm trying to keep it kind of short. Like some of these live streams, I don't want to go for like a full hour. I think like a nice sweet spot is 40 to 45 minutes. Like some kind of like just like a drama kind of ending. Okay, Michael Boldea, great. Do you want to have the rest of the floor? Like any other questions? I saw in many times like Dimitri Dineman, like in a vision. Where he's at, and he's like, where is okay. So if you saw my grandpa, what's he doing? He does not have to waste his time stepping on cigarettes, because I know how much he like did this. He has a distaste for cigarettes, but I'll just say like figuratively, however you want to illustrate that, figuratively, he does not have to waste his time, any time in heaven, stepping on cigarettes. Jesus, the messianic prophecy mentioned, a smoking flax he shall not quench. No stepping on cigarettes. Yeah, and he's like, that's nice to know. Yeah, no more, or like no stepping on cigarettes. Yeah, and like when he saw his wife, that was a big one, because I know, like, that was the one thing that bled out, like in the visions, in the we'll walk through the fire without burning, like it bled out, because he's like, God was just like, are you angry because I took away your wife? But go now and do this. He's like, why are you sad? Are you angry because I took away your wife? But go now and do this. And that's kind of like, I don't know, I think like that was like the most hardest thing to do. Like, you would think that like taking like an electric chair to the face would be like the hardest thing for a normal human to do. But seriously, like it the hardest thing for him was like thinking that God took away Mrs. Duneman. And I know it beat him up pretty bad. That's probably why he passed away before 2000. He didn't make it over the prophetic hump to after 2000 and after. Like, I think he just wanted to end that saga to be his wife. God basically saw his heart. He's like, do you want to be with your wife now, as soon as possible, or do you want to make it across? And he was racing hard. He raced as best as he possibly could, but he just threw the baton, and whoever caught it next, it'll be up to God. And he just threw the baton up in the air and called it. This is what I kind of felt. And so yeah, just I feel for him. But I hope this enriches you. He's like, it did. Okay, Michael Boldea, great to have you. Whenever you hear this recording, may it bless you. Like memoirs and musings of a psychic or a seer from the past into the future. All right. I'll close off with like closing remarks and closing comments. Okay, so I'll title this Side Hustles and Cigarettes. Side hustles and cigarettes. All right. It was a fun one. I'm at 38 minutes, so I'm gonna close it now. But like, thank you for making for this entertainment. Great question. Colton Verpo, we're not gonna call you until you call us. Okay. So everyone, have a great night. Have a great day. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your lives. Pray for people. Wish for people. Like, if you don't believe in prayer, send good wishes to them. Like, be kind of like a metaphysical fighter. Anyway, because beauty is only skin deep, and also like what you see may not actually be what you see. That's a word for like people who like riddles. Anyway, okay. We're at 39 minutes. I'm gonna call it. Thank you for today. We're gonna make another podcast after this. So everyone stay tuned. If you like it, comment wherever you're hearing this. If you're here on the podcast or if you're on YouTube, comment below, subscribe, click the notification bell. I really appreciate it. If you want to stay up to date with the latest stuff, you want to be a guest, if you want a psychic reading, if you want, like, for free. I don't charge for psychic readings. You just have to get in line. Anyway, so psychic readings, just anything, prophesying, anything like that. Just have a great night, everyone. I'm Sabrina. Peacing out.